That's right. And you know, as a matter of fact, you know, dun 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 dun. It's the King Show. And with that today, all right, listen up, folks. That's right. This is a special stoner edition. That's right. And all we're going to be talking about is things that stoners do and things that stoners say and things that stoners do throughout their day, you know, to make life a little bit easier. I'm telling it to you as it comes in right now. Like, literally, just think about it. At one point in time, think about it. Here you were. You're like the 6th grade or something. You're proud to be a stoner, dude. You get to the class. You're like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Fuck that dude, I'm a stoner. This is what's going on inside of your head. Because we are a proud race of people. And we have done the things that are necessary for us to survive in the civilization that exists today, dude. So this is all I'm saying. It's really nothing. All right, let's just say right now, you know, lots of people are going to sit back and they say, you know, it's like, oh, it's time to clean the bong, right? Who does that? A stoner, dude. So if you're going to sit back, you're like, oh, okay, I got to clean my bong, dude. I got to clean my bong. So some people, you know, they're untidy. You know, they just let the shit gunk up under there and stuff, dude, till it looks gross. You don't even want to smoke it because you can't harvest it, dude. That's right. You can go into your little bong and stuff. You know, you get it all ready and stuff. You gotta filter it. You even use coffee filters, dude. If your mom's not home, then you use like coffee filters and stuff. You pour out the water and stuff, right? And you put like you know, it's like Bounty, the quicker picker upper. You can use that as your filter. So then you get it all ready and stuff. Everything's going good. You got your weed. Because this is real tricky, guys. It's real tricky. Right? Who took my ounce? No, I'm saying like this. It's real tricky. At the same time, what you're going to do, you go there, you pour all the water out, and then all that gunk that's left in there and stuff. Remember, it's just then, you pour all that gunk and everything and stuff, right? And you put it on a little filter and stuff, and it dries out. If you're really, really in a hurry, I guess you can put it in the microwave, but it's going to ruin it, dude. And that's a real deal, you know, it's serious. So what you want to do is you're going to sit back, you're going to say it like this, you're going to be like, all right, look, you know, you take all that stuff, you drain the water, and then you put it on there and stuff, then you're just like, yeah, that's all, we just got to wait, dude. Next thing you know, give it like a couple of hours, maybe you're real industrious, you and your friend, you put it in the oven on 400 degrees. It's really nothing. So bam, you sit back, you say like this, you know, the stuff is coming out and stuff, right? You know, it'll be here, right? So anyway, whatever. Listen, so what you do is you get it out there, you filter it and stuff, dude. You know, kind of like that one guy, what is his name? Juan Valdez. Even if, listen, let's take a break real quick. Even if you did go to, Colombia or whatever and stuff, this is where Juan Valdez resides. Lovable character that he is, you know, XL Kofi. You know, you could probably see him walking up and down the street with his trailer. No coffee. I said, cafe. And you'd be like, yeah, we're looking for a quicker pickup. But I guarantee you that if Juan Valdez invites you back to his house and you're sitting there and stuff, right? And you know, you're drinking coffee, yeah, some damn fine coffee, Juan. It's all going good and stuff, right? Maybe you got like some of that cinnamon shit. So you guys are like sitting back, remembering the time and stuff, right? You know, like, yeah, I guess she was cool. Yeah, she's all right. She still lives down the block. Right, or whatever. You guys are sitting back and you're like reminiscing and stuff, right? That's how it's supposed to be, dude. Straight up. So anyway and stuff, right? You're sitting there. You know, you got it all going down and stuff. It's going down, right? It's really cool and no, right? You know, listen. You and Juan Valdez are having breakfast conversation over a cup of coffee. Fill it to the brim, Juan, please. Right? You guys start talking about, you know, everything from the weather to the bitch that lives down the block again. Right? Everything's going good. But I guarantee you that Juan Valdez, at one point during this conversation, is going to say, you want something? You're like, what was that? I'm sorry, excuse me. You know, I have this, and he pulled out a little package of some white powder. You're like, ooh, what's he do to him? I'm having a horn again. It's really nothing. So then, bam, I'm just saying, because that's the region that cocaine grows in. I guess it's, you know, tropically and stuff, it's good for the plant because it grows and there's a lot of moisture in the air and stuff, but rain, that ain't shit. So really, like, whatever and stuff, man, this is how we harvest our cocaine. I know, I married the bitch for a while. I took her everywhere, in the bathroom, even if I was watching a good movie at the theater, excuse me, I got to go to the bathroom. Right, my heart is already going 200 miles an hour, let's go a little faster. Just for the goddamn sake of it, right? And the smell, all right? Well, listen, I'm aware of the fact that this is YouTube. Listen. I'm well aware of the fact that this is YouTube. But, you know, if they come over my house, dude, with like dogs and shit, they want to sniff all over the place, dude. You know, I'm going to be fucking upset. That means somebody told on me. All right, so listen, it's nothing. So then look, you're sitting back. You know, cats can smell drugs too. They're just not fucking narcs, dude. So at the same time and stuff, right, you're sitting back, all this stuff is going down and stuff, dude. It's like, you know, you're hanging out with Juan Valdez, but that's not what we're talking about. The beginning of the conversation was actually about, like, stoners and how long they've existed in our world and how long we've known them. There might be a stoner that lives down the street from you. And being from SoCal, so, you know, this is the home of the stoners. That's cool. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, dude, there's a difference between a stoner and a deadhead. Let me tell you right now, there is a difference. Although you might find some within the subculture that actually graft together like plants and form something new. It's like both of these guys over there and stuff, dude, they're watching like, you know, it's like Jerry and stuff. Jerry all day long, and then he shows up, he likes Sid Vicious and the Sex Pistols, and the next thing just, you know, you guys are cool. You know, it's like, oh, time, you know, everybody's fine. You know, you got your friends again. You're friends, but you're not listening to corny shit like that. You're listening to, like, now, like, the Descendants. But then after a while, you know, since he likes Jerry and stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? It might be more along the lines of stuff that if he puts on some punk, dude, it's probably going to be really sucky shit with a lot of harmonies and shit. You're like, fuck. You know, how long can we sing together like this with this harmony? And you got, you're on time, let's go, that's punk rock. But I'm saying, you know, there are lots of people out there, and we're not gonna shift into punk rock because that'll be for another broadcast. All right, kids. What we're gonna talk about right now is we're talking about stoners, dude, straight the fuck up. And that's real deal, Holyfield. Now you bitches and hoes know how I feel. So at the same time, listen, I'm telling it to you right as it comes in because, you know, it was late today. I had a ton of things to do. I didn't do them. So at the same time, I'm sitting back and I'm going through all this stuff, right? And, you know, whatever. And I was like, you know, I got to reach out to my audience. You know, I'm aware of the fact that some people are walking down the street, they're saying that they have $5 in their pocket. That's good. I'm like, I got an audience. So it's really nothing. So at the same time, you know, kudos. What up, Ramstein? Kudos to the people over in Germany and stuff, dude, who are following me and stuff like that. That's right, I'm really an okay guy and I'm regular. Eins, zwei, Fräulein, nine. So listen, so at the same time and stuff, right, all this stuff is going on and stuff, right? You know, plus I got a Canadian audience too and stuff. That's cool because, you know, it's above us. It's almost at the top of the world, dude. But we're not here to talk about my fucking accomplishments or what I mean to accomplish or what I would have did last Thursday if I'd have been there. We're talking about stoners, dude. Stoners straight the fuck up, dude. You know, I know. You know, if I could, I'd have a number at the bottom of the screen. That's right. You guys see the number at the bottom of the screen. Go ahead and call the Stoner Network. Maybe it's a stoner telethon. That's right. The donations are coming in. You see people in the back on the phone. You know, there's always somebody corny that shows up to at a telethon too, right? Boring ass shit. Boring as fuck. It's like watching corn grow. You know, you're like sitting there and stuff, right? You know, some song, dude, that's like from yesteryear, dude. Definitely, dude. Something from yesteryear. Play Misty for me or some bullshit like that. And you know, old people are like, they're the people that are calling up making donations, dude. You know, I mean, come on, think about it. Let's think about it. My compadres, listen, check this out. Why in the fucking world, why would you call a telethon and donate goddamn money? I mean, Jesus Christ, you don't even, man, fuck Jerry's kids. I can't even take mine on my own. And I'm sure if they're Jerry's kids, they're well taken care of. He's a goddamn millionaire. So what do you really want from me? I'm just asking questions. So anyway, stuff, right? You know, all that stuff, right? You know, I'll give you guys a minute to get over any governmental conspiracy thought or whatever you got in your head and stuff, and give them all to me. I like to sort through them because they're really probably for me. But at the same time, all I'm saying is, dude, it's like now, living, like away from the Highland, dude. You know, that's right. I'm a Highlander too, dude. You know, there's a yearning and a wistfulness that grows in your heart. You want to be around more stoners again. You know, you're like, damn it. You wake up in the morning at like 6 a.m. You know, what the fuck's what's this, dude? Jesus Christ. Fuck. That's a stoner wake up. Although a lot of the time, instead of a tequila sunrise because of your budget, it's more like a Cisco sunup. So, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And then, you know, these are the things that stoners really appreciate, dude. Songs by the Eagles, you're insane, brother. You know, Slim Fry was a motherfucking man. If he was here right now, I'd shake his hand and say, damn, all right, get on it. Fucker. Anyway, listen, he probably did, but listen, that's not for me to know. At the same time, I'm sitting back, I'm thinking to myself, I'm thinking. What could we possibly do to make it better for stoners, dude? I mean, you see him walking down your street, you see him in traffic. He's a stoner, dude. This is what we think about, dude. We're just walking around. I got a friend in Hollywood named Buzz. Well, he looks like one of the Family Furry brothers and stuff, dude, or whatever, but he's thin. And all he does all day long, dude, is walk around. Hey, you got a rolling paper, man? You want to smoke a joint? That's nothing, dude. You know, I got my get out there. I'm like, yeah, make a little bit of music, smoke a little bud, get down tonight. It's really nothing. Keep up with me. I know you can't. That's why I like saying shit like that. But at the same time, this show right here is totally dedicated to stoners. That's right. You know, we know this. We already know. America's Top 40. I'm Casey, and we're spinning the hit. Moving from coast to coast. Moving up 3 notches. Right. These are, but we're not worried about Casey. We shouldn't be worried about Casey. Casey's in heaven. He's doing way better than all of us. Jesus Christ. You know, he's right next to the boss now. It's that guy right there. I know it. You know, really. So leave Casey alone, please. It's nothing. I thought you were dead. That's no reason to hassle me and humiliate me or whatever. It's like really stupid. God damn it. But anyway, I think that what I failed to say, or what I failed to do, is, first of all, before I get out of here and say Kane, bitch, you know, you guys know the call letters. You know the words. Right now, you see the number at the bottom of your screen. Go ahead and call it. 1-800-430-0007. And if you order now, we'll send you 2 garden hoses with flashlights. It's really nothing. Look, I'm rambling. I've been doing it for 10 years to the day. But check this out. So, that's, you know, since, you know, I think that, as far as the first show, dude, about stoners just getting together and just being people, dude. You know, you're like, look, he's regular, just like me. He gives her a hug. You know what I'm saying? It's really stuff like that. Those are tender moments, dude. You know, you can't help it, dude. You know, now you're walking down the street having fond memories. It's really nothing. So at the same time, I think that, you know, we've accomplished our mission. Really, basically, here we are. You fly back into the atmosphere. All right, you know, you guys watch. I'm coming at you live. That's my boy, nigga. I know he ain't gonna. But listen, check this out. Listen, it's really nothing. I already know. You know. Because, you know, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why right now. You're like, what's the first letter of yellow? Why? Because I want to know. Listen, it's really not yours. So at the same time, you're sitting back and you say to yourself, you're like, oh, okay, you know, breath mints are all right. You know what I mean? They really are. Breath mints are okay. Breath mints are cool. But you know, what about that stuff that splashes into your mouth? You like the Chews and stuff like that? It was really like bubble gum, dude, but it had like a surprise syrup mixer in it. That's right, keep up with me. I know you can't. That's why I say shit like that. So at the same time, you're sitting there and you're like thinking. You know, focus. Focus, that's what you told me. But listen, so at the same time, you know, this is what's going on right now in your neighborhood. You know, we make a song about the neighborhood. We're so proud. I didn't mean to do it, guys. I really didn't. I didn't mean to do it. I didn't say not yet. I said not yet. So at the same time and stuff, right? People will sit back and stuff, right? And since I'll be moving a little bit closer to the Eastern Bloc, that's right. I'm expanding my horizons. You know, looking out for new pathways. That's right. Don't tell me you heard it before. You're fucking lying. Listen, I'll be discovering and exploring the other side of the world, like that one dude Steve that used to jump on animals. That's what I'm saying, right? Let's see if we can sneak up on him. She's like, yeah. Unfortunately, he was attacked by an animal when he died. The irony of the whole situation. But that's right. Anyway, all I would really have to say though is like, you know, it was good hanging out. That's right. You know, your mama drinks Maxwell House. It's really nothing. So at the same time, all I can really say about that, Kane, bitch. Kane AD is coming. Guaranteed, dude. Guaranteed. I can guarantee it. I'm out. Kane, bitch.